right. How's everybody doing out there? Uh, just checking levels, making sure. Yeah, we're still in the red there. We're hitting. It could stand to go a little bit higher, but I think it's doing good. I'll just talk into it more. Um, so is the name of this? You probably saw me earlier. I was trying to get my pipe clean, man. They had something clogging down in the. I don't know. I prefer to have a clean hitting pipe when I'm talking, especially about religion and stuff. Um, it's a clearly a loaded subject because people feel so strongly about that. They have their own opinions about things, and they really don't necessarily want to hear your opinions about it, and that's fine. I mean, these are just my opinions, and no one has to watch anything about this. But it's something that I've spent. I'm 48 years old. Um, I started reading the Bible when I was 17, maybe 18. I was in college, my first year of college, first and only year of college. Uh, and I picked one up. I picked the New Testament up on a lark, man, because the people were being mean to the people handing them out. And I mean, it was really cold that day, and I wanted them to feel like they had actually done something, you know. There we go. Now we're aimed at me. So I picked one up, and I happened to flip to Revelation, and a lot of the stuff that was being talked about in Revelation is stuff that was happening. I'm like, holy shit! This I don't know about whatever, but this is happening, man. This is what's going on. There we go. I don't look so shadowy, even though if I get closer, I can even still move the. Then says I can't move the ring here, right? Yeah, yeah. There we go. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, no, yeah. The problem is that because people have such strong opinions, and it is such a tool that can be used to control people, people have mistaken religion with God. So let's just talk about religion. Nothing else. We're not going to talk about God. Sounds weird, right? But it's not that weird when you consider the definition of religion is just a set of ideas and beliefs of how everything got here, where we're going, what is this all about? You don't have to have a group. You don't have to have a holy scripture. You don't have to you just have to have a thinking mind. I don't know. And your religion is I don't knowism. I don't know where it's going. Well, then you believe in I don't knowism. No, I don't believe. Yeah, that's if you don't know where it's going and that's what you believe. Do you? No, I believe we're going somewhere. Where? I don't know. I don't knowism. That's your religion. Sorry, it just is. Atheism. It's even got ism at the end. It's Catholicism. It's an ism. Capitalism, socialism, communism, atheism. It's an ism. It just means how things, that's how we're going to talk about religion and not necessarily talk about God. I won't say not talk about because God is everything. So just even having a conversation is using God to talk. Science. You have a holy scripture. Your preachers are teachers. You just call them teachers instead of preachers. You see what I'm saying? You're just substituting one. Instead of a Bible, you're handing out a science book. Instead of a solid, rigid book that does not change, this book, everything you learned in it may be useless in about 5 years. What? Everything we are teaching you now that you have a degree in, yeah, people in the future will inevitably, without fail, laugh at how stupid you are for believing what we're telling you now. What? No, we don't call it that. We call it science. There was a time when the best science said put leeches on your body. And we laugh at how stupid they were, but that was just a common thing. Got the gonorrhea? You gotta go get some leeches on that thing. It'll suck it right out of there. Yeah, I don't like it either, man, but I've had it done 3 times already and I'm cured. Right? Because sometimes the symptoms like go away and come back and you gotta go get more leeches, right? Like with like a herpes type thing. He applies the leeches, and then after about like 2 days of them being on there, it does seem to kind of like start to go, and then it starts to go away. Then it like flares up from time to time, and I can't just be getting leeches put on my Smith and Wesson. That would be the two guys. Pow! Did you say pow? Fucking Catalina wine mixer is what I said. So, just to briefly talk on the religion of Christianity. A lot of people like to say that Christianity and religion are a ways to control people and to control what they do. These are people that have read nothing of the Bible, including the last. It's not even really that long of a book, if I'm being completely honest. I hate reading, and I still read the fucking thing. It's not that hard. It's not that long. You don't like the these and thous and thuses? There's a new international translation. It's not. It doesn't deliver the same punch to me. Doesn't deliver the same punch. Doesn't have the same meaning. Doesn't have the same. Very soft. Very, very soft. Very much taking consideration that Jesus is, was a forgiving. The forgiving nature of and the reason for very much kind of like revamping the past. Like, okay, we know Sodom and Gomorrah was bad, but let's kind of look at it from this kind of standpoint instead of that kind of standpoint. He didn't just have his belt out and just whipping the fuck out of whatever got in his. And then he realized, yeah, I might have gone a little overboard. Imagine you can do anything you want. You are the president, you are the Senate, you are the Supreme Court. And then someone comes up to you and goes, I don't like the way you did that. And we go, oh, well, let's go talk to my boss. Hi, I'm Sean's boss. What seems to be the problem? Oh, you can go fuck yourself? I'm just looking for someone for you to complain to about this problem that you have that is not my problem, that I don't have to worry about. You see what I'm saying? Because like, how often do you find problems just to worry about, and to fix, and to fix, and to fix? Oh, that's not right. The way they beat up that guy over there, the 5 cops on that one dude. That's not right. But we gotta go down and carry signs, of course. That's gonna stop that. I mean, I see him getting beaten right now, but when he dies, oh, I'm gonna tell the news everything I saw. He should not have been doing that. Fuck that. Load one up. I'm not talking about a gun. You see a cop overstepping his bounds, man. They're humans. Explain it to the judge. He was overstepping his bounds. I was putting a citizen arrest on a person. That wasn't a cop at that moment. That was a human animal that was breaking the law. He was not a cop at that moment when he had his foot on that other guy's neck. The things coming out of his mouth, he was not a police officer. That was not protecting and serving. So yeah, I clocked him right in the face. And if you wouldn't, then you don't read the Bible, because the Bible says no greater gift has one than to give your life for your friends. No greater gift than you lay down your life for your friends. Because guess what? When you clock that cop, you're dead. But that might buy that guy on the ground enough time to live. Now they're worried about you, aren't they? They're not worried about the guy that they have on the ground. They're worried about you. And your life will probably shortly be over. But they might have got that little bloodlust they wanted out of their system. But what happens to me? You go meet God. Boy, wouldn't that be a terrible thing? Or you go the same place you were going to go later on, old and gray. All of these roads go to one destination. Jesse James, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Alexander the Great, Rome. It's all going down, man. It always is and always will be. Because it has to make room for the new. Do you understand? It has to. Otherwise, you get stuck in. The main problem that we have with most systems, this microphone keeps bumping me, sorry, is that people learn, they stay. Thomas Jefferson said to there should be a revolution every 20 years or so. It didn't have to be a bloody revolution, but there should be people making sure that that document that they wrote back then is current for the times now. And that was every 20 years. Every 20 years. I think we should convene in that spirit a group. There is a group of public people that are just regular average people that have no college training or anything like that. They're not necessarily allowed to contribute until the end because they don't know how things work. Well, I think we should shut the fuck up until you learn how it actually works. Then we'll be happy to hear what you have to say. And if you ask a stupid question, you'll be asked to leave. Plain and simple, because you don't understand how it works, so you got to go, because you're slowing things down. You got to go. We're not saying you're dumb because you didn't graduate high school. We're saying that you're dumb because now that this whole convene, we've got like groups from Mensa. It doesn't have to be men, but the name is Mensa. But Mensa, constitutional scholars, a bunch of people every 20 years have a constitutional convention and make sure that that document is up to date, matches all previous. It could be an amendment that each one of these amendments is now an amendment. It makes it not shorter, but it just kind of updates anything that needs to be necessary, and it just puts them in there, further defining what insurrection is. You know what I mean? Narrowing down the definition, further narrowing down what the definition of what an impeachment is and the penalties. Because, I mean, what good is to impeach somebody, but then they just stay? And it happens. They just stay. I'm not going. You've been impeached. Mm-hmm. Yep. I sure have. Means you got to go. Show me where the Founding Fathers said that. And technically, in a country where the laws are based on precedent, we don't have anything that says that, do we? That's what a lot of people got wrong about the whole presidential immunity. They weren't protecting Trump. It's not that. Even Trump got that wrong. Even Trump got that wrong. They weren't protecting Trump. They're protecting the office of presidency. Because if I don't know if you've noticed, but I did since I started paying attention, which is around Reagan. As a president leaves office and the next one comes in, left or right, Democrat, Republican, no matter how much they pointed fingers and said that guy or they said that guy, either one. And then when they get in office, full pardon for the president and his administration for any crimes committed. And when you think about it from the Supreme Court standpoint, the look of it just has some impropriety. You know what I mean? It's got an optics problem. It's one thing when, like, Reagan hands off to Bush Sr. And he's like, look, pardon. Because people can, he was kind of going mentally. And was he? Or was he? He's an actor. Well, I don't know. I don't remember. We got to get this guy a fucking mental test. And you can't talk about, no, I can't talk, due to laws, I can't talk about what went on in this. Okay, so he has mental problems. No, that's not what I said. He has no mental, shut the fuck up. You can't talk outside of this room. So we're going to leave the room and talk about what's going to go on here. Okay, so you've got mental problems, okay? So we just need you to be like, I don't know and I don't recall. That's all you have to say. I don't know and I don't remember. And that's all you have to do. And then when Bush takes over, he'll pardon you for any of the Iran-Contra scandal and selling drugs and weapons. Anyone? Oliver North? No one? No. Okay, that's right. Because your team's flawless. I forgot. Okay, I forgot. Our team. When you're on your team, that team has no flaws. I forgot. See, I don't participate. I participate with him. I don't participate in this bullshit. I just watch it to see what's going on and see how full of shit everybody is. So if it looks like I'm taking a side, it's more like, again, choosing the lesser two evils, but not choosing, but just going. My mother told me to pick which one of you is the least piece of shit, and you appear. No, I can't pick one between the two. Because it's not only just what you do, but it's also why. It's not just who says stuff, but who's pulling their strings, isn't it? Because a person's saying the right things with the true intention, but has a debt that hasn't been called yet. That's what it's all about. That's really when you get the shadow government, that's what the shadow government's all about. It's both sides. There's not one side or the other. It's not like Republicans don't participate in the shadow government. And if you're just waking up to this, then I'm really sorry. I've been aware since Clarence Thomas that they don't care really about skin color. The only color they really see is green. And if it's advantageous for them to have a black Supreme Court, then that's what they'll do. I don't care. They'll take him on trips and like, how can I be racist? Look at my buddy here. I love him. I voted for him. I contributed to his campaign, whatever it is. That Herman Cain, I contributed to Herman Cain's campaign. He has some great things to say. I really enjoyed talking to him. Then I also enjoyed talking to Vivek Ramaswamy. That was fun. We had a really great time. And then fucking Mark Robinson. That was a ton of fun. See, I've got multiple black friends. How many of them are not in spotlight? Um, Jamal. Jamal who? Oh, I don't want to bring him into this because I mean Jamal's a good friend of mine. And then there's Darius. Sir, are you just naming basketball players that you can think of off the hand? No, my other friend Kareem. I know another guy they call him Magic. Why won't you ever look at me when I start talking? It's like because when you have so much love in your heart, it's hard to like, focus on one person, especially when you don't like see skin color. It's kind of hard to see skin color when you refuse to look at a brown person, sir. I'm brown. Yeah, I know that's why I won't look at you because it just kind of offends me. What the fuck is wrong with people, man? What is wrong with you that like you see homogeny? You ever notice that like obsession of these people with genitals? You ever notice? There's an obsession with genitals. What you do with your genitals, what their kids do with their genitals. I can understand what your spouse does with with their genitals because that's your spouse, and you and your spouse should be like in agreement with what you guys do with your genitals because that's your spouse. As far as your son, your daughter, your grandchildren, why are you worried about their genitals in any way, shape, or form, and who they're combining it with? Maybe they're making the division sign. You don't know. Fuck off. You don't know. They wanted to see what it's like to be a human percent symbol. Fuck off. None of your business, Grandpa. Second, why are you in my apartment? It's not like you pay for this fuck. When I was your age, who gives a fuck? You're not my age. You're about dead age. Fucking go. No offense, but once a person's hit 18, that ain't your kid. That is a person. Matter of fact, when they hit the fucking earth, the sooner you start treating them as less of your property, the better for them. I get the whole like you'll follow the rules because if you are paying for everything, that kind of goes without saying, right? I mean, it just does. Your kid wants to talk shit to you about something like, okay, then I'll just go ahead and go, what are you doing? I'm taking all my shit that I bought for you. Those are my clothes. Do you have the receipt? Because I do. I also have the receipt for the hours I worked to pay for it. So that says those aren't your fucking clothes. They're a gift. Yeah, and that gift was very much contingent on you not being a piece of shit. You think I just go, how many kids do you see me walking around just giving gifts to? A whole closet full of clothes. I'm not talking about like, a present around Christmas. I'm talking a whole closet full of clothes, a bedroom full of toys and all that shit. How often do I do that? Do we just go around gathering kids to give gifts to? Why? Why don't we do that? We can't afford it. No, because honestly, that's not my fucking problem. You are, and as soon as you start talking shit, you're not my problem anymore. Sound cruel? Look to lions, man. Look to nature. What the fuck do they do? That's not cruel. That's just the way it works, man. That's just the way it works. So to fucking threaten your child and say, hey, I'll take away all your fucking clothes. You need to get your shit together. I pay for all this. It can all go away. And I can go fuck your mom and make another one of you. Say I won't. Seriously, say I won't. I'll make you have to fucking, I'll do it loud in the other room. You won't have to sit there and watch, but you'll have to hear it happening. Oh, you're cruel. It's fucking joking. Jesus Christ. Like, I would ever do that. It's one of those threats that your kid would probably be like, oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, don't do that, Dad. Please don't do that. No, I don't want to do that. But keep talking shit and you'll find out exactly how easy it is to make another one of you. Sorry. Get your shit together. Or find somewhere else, some other way to get, you pay for your, if you're going to be like that way. And I'm not talking like, oh, the kid won't fucking clean their room. I'm talking like, oh, Dr. Phil, I don't know what to do. I do. I'm not sending my kid in a fucking kid boot camp. Last name's Battle, motherfucker. And I earned it. Say I didn't. See if what I do to your mom. Religion is a thing to make you feel better, like you understand what the fuck's going on when no one has a goddamn clue. Isn't it? The James Webb Telescope. Now, we may have a better understanding. Do you have a better understanding of why people would just step over homeless people? That'd be something that fun to understand better, wouldn't it? Because that's here. That's on this earth where there's air and there's food and there's oxygen and there's like trees and sunshine and people. Turns out that maybe 14 billion years, how the fuck are you going to prove that? Besides that, again, you're just fucking archaeologists digging up the fucking past, trying to figure out how the fuck we got here, when what matters is that we're here. Right? When my son got a diagnosis of autism, the guy came over and, he was observing really quickly. And I had thought he might have been deaf because he often wouldn't answer to like when I'd call his name. And having one kid before, I was like, okay, this is just being like willful, and it seemed like, but I noticed he was standing, like I had a 50-inch TV, projection TV, and this little tiny little fucking 2-year-old would find the exact angle to stand in front of me to block the entire fucking thing. Okay, Jathan, can you move to the left a little bit? Jay, hey Jathan, can you move to and he's just standing there watching TV. I'm like, Jathan. And he's not listening. And Jathan! And he turns like and stomps like he didn't hear any of it. And I'm like, oh fuck, are you deaf? Because when I stomped, you looked like you didn't hear none of the shit that I said before. And we had a fucking cool ass time from that point on. I understood. I didn't know, at some base, something was going on. You know what I mean? I understood that. Up until that point, I will admit, I wasn't dicky towards him, but it just seemed like he was being just obstinate, man. Like just purposefully obstinate. Again, having been through one child already, my daughter, it just did the we've been here before, and almost all the other stuff matches up, but this doesn't. So just like, and you know what I mean? And this is like, I mean, when he got that diagnosis, he had just kind of started walking. Like I said, that's why he would be just small and just kind of walk right. I mean, this little tiny thing would stand right in the perfect position that, like, just like the edge of the screen, and then the rest is just my son in the back of his head. Just move to the left. Come sit by me, man. We've been through this, dude. Come sit by me. Why do you have to stand right in front of me? God damn. Oh, you never heard anything I said at all. Hey, we're good, buddy. Come here. You know what I mean? And we were good from that point on. But eventually he had his hearing tested, and they said that he heard better than most people. And then they sent a person to come out and kind of do like an evaluation to see what they could figure out. And the guy just watched him for a little bit. It's like, you want my honest evaluation? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I think he's autistic. I'm like, damn, that makes sense. I know, not a lot, but I've known autistic people throughout my life, and it made sense. And the people that I've known that are autistic were amazing in several ways. You know what I mean? And I was just like, man, I wonder what field he's going to be in to bloom in, that he's going to pick, that he's just going to be, you know what I mean? Whatever. Is it gonna be music? I've known autistic drummers. I've known, you know, what I mean, I've known all kinds of people. I'm like, what, you know, what I mean, and my head just swimming like, cool. Well, I mean, I know we gotta do stuff, and but then at the same time, I was like trying to figure out what caused it. And there were several things that I was thinking about, and I guess he figured the guy was smart, and so I was like, so like, I mean, what exactly could, and I was like going to what could have caused this, and he's like. He just looks at me and smiles and just goes, it doesn't matter. We're here now, and that's what we got to worry about right now. And I went, you are 100% correct. It does not matter how we are here. Assigning blame or whatever will not fix it. Will it? The only thing that'll fix it is, working on things that you're going to direct me in how to help him. Now, I was going through my own problems because I was just then being diagnosed. They're trying to figure out whether I actually had like bad heart problems or really bad panic attack that was sending my heart into AFib, or both. So I'm trying to balance like a job, getting his diagnosis. So I couldn't do all of it necessarily. I made as many appointments as I could. But I had a job to work and stuff. But the point was, it doesn't matter how we got here. The point is that we are here. I know that was a long, long story, and I apologize about that. But now that we've gone through that journey, you understand, it doesn't matter how we got here, we are here. What good is how we got here? What good is that? A better thing is, where are we going, so we can prepare that. We can't know where you. Okay, we know the past. We studied the past of who we are as people. Okay, Hitler bad, racism bad. We're all objectively agreeing to these several things, and then we don't do shit about it. History doesn't repeat; it rhymes. No, it fucking repeats. And then after repeating several times, it starts getting bored of repeating, so it starts to rhyme. Pickle, tickle, fickle, sickle. Just because it's tired of going pickle, 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 sickle, pickle, fickle. Oh, I get it. This is just the same thing over and over again, isn't it? Ding, 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 ding. And the only way to stop that would be to stop doing the ding, 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 ding. Because the world's in a better situation for everyone when we're at peace. Ding, 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 ding. Where conflict works well for promotion, it'd be better to do it as a cooperative type, competitive. Ding, 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 like we get together with the Olympics. Ding, 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 only with technology. Who can come up with the best carburetor? Who invents the best tire? You can set up different years for different things. And like every 10 years, again, we revisit these things, these technologies, and these. Is this the best? Is the car the best? Can we make a copter? And what are the dangers therein if we do that? If we make a helicopter fucking mobile, can we make it so that it's 100% that a civilian can get in that fucking thing and one, not crash, it doesn't fall out of the fucking sky, or if it does, you don't die, you might get hurt, but what if it falls in someone's house? You know what I mean? We're just not thinking about a lot. Oh, I can helicopter to work. Yeah, what the fucker falls out of the air? If your car is driving down the street and it dies, you already think about it, you're driving 50 miles an hour down the street, down the highway, and it just dies. Think of the trouble you're in. Because sometimes if it dies, the steering wheel locks up. The best you can probably do is try and click the fucking emergency and hope someone in, like, if you're in the fast lane or whatever, that they don't just come flying up behind you and smash you. Try and edge towards the side of the, you know, I mean, there's all kinds of, but that's a fucky situation, and you're not in the air. Ubers are crashing into all kinds of stuff, and granted, they're getting smarter because each one it's a learning AI. Probably none of the Teslas ever again will smash into a truck, but do you really want to be the space monkey that helps everyone else learn to fine tune Apple Maps? Do you really, you know what I mean? Do you want to be the guy that goes in the lake? Really? I don't. I should have used Google Maps. This is not a shortcut. That was the bubbles of the water. I don't know. This is the guy we're talking to about religion? Yeah. Because that's about how much sense it fucking makes. To have a God, all you need is consciousness and energy. And they must be combined. If a single, that's what I believe Yeshua might have meant by, if you had faith the size of a mustard seed. I was just about to say that if you had a bit of energy this big, that was conscious, it could spread like an AI. We start getting to the fundamentals of what is the universe, what's it here, why are we here, what are we doing, what is that all about, which is a religion. Why are we here? Unfortunately, I figured it out. But for a mathematical and logical understanding, check out Christopher Langan in the CTMU. That'll get you there. Close enough of what you need to do. The rest can be explained from that point on. Once you understand that, if you understand that, then the rest can be explained. And for all I know, he already has. The things that the lectures and things I've watched from him, usually they try and take it back to the beginning. And since he has the math, I don't have the math. I have the same ideas, but I don't have the math. I have very, very similar ideas. I don't have the math. He has the math. He has the math and the logic. Sorry, it just makes sense. He has a 200 IQ. And me personally, I don't put any stock in any test that you can guess your way to a 100%. That's not. If I can go in to your test. It's based on time and accuracy, right? And literally, there is a possibility for me to walk in, never open your fucking test book at all, look at the Scantron of the answer things, guess down the fucking sheet as fast as I can go, hand it in, and there is a possibility of that being a 100%. Am I smart? I mean, I'm smart for not wasting my time opening the fucking book and just guessing. But I didn't solve their little puzzles to prove that I'm smart. I didn't jump through their hoops. As I said, there's a couple people that there's two. When I was younger, they were going to advance me a couple grades. I was in the gifted and talented education program, Gateway, in California. In third grade, they were about to skip me a couple grades, 3 to be exact. They said from there they would see if that challenged me, and if that didn't challenge me, they'd keep getting me up until it did. Because at third grade, I was reading, writing, and comprehending at a 12th grade level. And I was doing math at 11th grade level because I hate math, and so I always just. It's not that I didn't know it or whatever. I just didn't give a fuck about it. So I just took my time, and I just really didn't care. As opposed to the reading and the writing and the comprehending, I gave a shit. So, but we moved to Louisiana, so that never happened. Then I started reading here recently. I mean, there's always been something nagging me in the back, like, oh man, I wish I could have. And I started thinking about it here recently. I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because the thing that they tend to do with child prodigies is they tend to abuse them and use them up, and then, well, first what they do is they all stand in awe of this kid who can do this amazing shit, and he's going to be the next Bach or Beethoven, whatever. And then as he starts getting to the age where he can jam with older people, it gets really fucking cool, and everybody's like, oh, it's so cool. And then it starts getting to where the older cats are not really all that fond of the fact that this kid is smoking them. So there's this constant challenge. These legends are coming up to show this kid that he does, you know what I mean? And either he is smoking them or he's getting smoked. Either way, it's not a good feeling to be constantly challenged. Listen to Christopher Langan's voice. You can hear in his voice the the consistency of having to explain things over. He's okay, okay. You see, okay. You can hear it. That he's just he's fed up. I wouldn't even doubt to do an interview with him. He probably asked you to fill out not necessarily a questionnaire, but it's probably a written thing that you have to show that you have some grasping of the CTMU, and or that you're willing to, you know what I mean, what kind of mindset. The test is probably set up in some way to see what kind of mindset you have. If you have the possibility of grasping it, he'll talk to you. But if you, there really is no point in talking to someone that's yeah, I want to talk to you about how you're wrong and how God is. There's no point in talking to that guy. Not that you couldn't convince him, but it would take so much fighting and arguing to tell him that we're saying the same thing, guy. Oh, yes, we are. You don't believe it, but I actually, I'm proving your belief. Well, you didn't fact it. Dude, you don't know what I fact. Don't tell me. Don't try and tell me my life. Please don't. This is the first time we ever fucking met. Great, you read the CTMU fucking paper that I wrote. Have you read my autobiography? Have you read, and on top of that, have you watched Reel by Reel every fucking second of my life? Then shut the fuck up, please. About my life. What I think. In case you can't tell, people have told me a lot throughout my life how I feel and how I think. And you want to piss me off? Tell me what I think and how I feel. One of the reasons why is because no one ever gets it right. And just further shows me that I am completely, it doesn't matter how long I've been hanging out with you, whatever, you still don't understand me as a person usually. It's not a slight, it's not an insult. It's just everybody's so wrapped up in their own shit, their own universe, their own little world. No, I know you. You did that. Like, you obviously don't know me if you think that's how I think. Oh, you would no, no, I would never. Oh, I joke about a lot of shit. I joke hard. I joke. I make a lot of jokes, but I let it be known that they're jokes. And it's not that narcissistic. I'm joking when you're not joking. Is, you know what I mean? You turn into like the absurd, the absolutely ridiculous, and you keep pivoting it even more and more. Something like it's like trying to like whatever pin you down to like a serious answer. You just keep going more and more absurd. So that way, it's clearly a joke. You're taking it to the absolute extremes of you know what I mean? If they actually come on, be serious. Okay, you want me to be serious? Yeah. Joking aside, I don't believe any of the stuff I just said. Those were all jokes. If you want to have a serious conversation, this is Sean Battle being serious. We're going to have a serious conversation. And I'll tell you how I feel about it. But if I'm just laughing about something, you know what I mean? I say ridiculous stuff all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and tell this one. Fuck it, I don't give a shit. He needs some. He needs a buffer in case. I don't know if he even wants one. He might be like, no, don't say it. But fuck yeah. So my bro, Chris Chin, you know, he's a cool dude, really cool guy. So Google did an update, and I was going through my contacts and I wanted to update my contacts and stuff, and he's in there. And so I was like, Chris Chin, like, how do you want to whatever. It's like, I'm gonna put that dude as my brother, man. I wish he just had bro. That'd be cool. And I started scrolling down. It didn't have brother, but it did have boyfriend. And then I started thinking about me dying in a car wreck because I'm dead. I don't have nothing to explain at all. I'm gone. Yes, Mr. Chin. Your boyfriend's been. Your boyfriend's been. What? Yes, we found his phone. Somebody called and I'd rather send him a message. I was like, hey man, Google wanted to do my stuff, and right below, right above brother, it had boyfriend. Guess which one you are? Come on, don't breathe that way. Guess. uh, Dude. Yeah. And then I've left him a couple messages that it's not going to help his case any at all. Because when I commit to a bit, I commit to that bit. Especially if it's on the phone where you can't see me smiling and stuff. I can do a lot better. If I'm looking you in the eyes and stuff, I'll probably be like, no, I can't anymore. I can't. Because I can see your face smiling and stuff, and I can't. I just can't anymore. But if I can't see you, oh God. Tacos, tacos. Oh yes, Mr. Chin, we have your. Hey man, did you hit my car this morning? You the one who left a note on my car. Man, I know that was you, bro. Come on. Yeah, this is Dick Dressel Jan over there at Underwear. I'm gonna need you to come over here and clean this poop up. Your dog apparently shit in my yard again. Why not, man? Come on, be alive. Have fun with your fucking life. That's my religion. Love life. You're supposed to love God with all your heart. And I mean, God is the God of life. So therefore, if you love life, I guess it's going on an hour. Before I go, I will talk about, I mean, I will say that I like doing that and checking up and kind of summing it all up. It's been an hour, but hopefully we've all been, anyone been tuning in had a few laughs and also learned maybe a little bit or anything you think I'm lying about. Look it up, man. Look it up. If I'm wrong, please by all means correct me. I have no problem being corrected. I'm fucking wrong all the time. And I'll admit I'm wrong when I'm wrong about stuff. But when I'm right, I'm right. But that's the case with everybody, isn't it? When you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're right, you're right. But the Catholic Church did remove one of the commandments that could keep the Vatican gift shop. They removed the "Thou shalt not make graven images" because they couldn't sell candles and little statues of Jesus and rosary beads and you know Hail Mary passes. Couldn't be a Vatican gift shop at all without that. Little statues of Mary that you're supposed to pray to. Even though the Bible says, not to. Not to make any idols. Not to make any graven images. Not to bow down to anybody else. To call no man on earth father. That entire Catholic religion then is completely anti-Bible. Which probably explains why they have their own separate book, because the catechisms, I believe, which is, I don't know, it's something like that. And so there's a lot of people that are coming out of the Catholic Church and or Catholic schools having been abused by these institutions, talking about how there is no God. No, there is a God. Why didn't you save me? If you read the book, you probably would understand. Think of free will as okay. Damn it, it's going to need a whole nother thing. So, okay. A lot of churches, they don't actually practice what they preach. They pass around the tithing plate to get a bigger tent, to fit more people in, to get a bigger tithing plate. And from time to time, they do some nice things for the poor, but your work should be 6 days a week for the Lord. And on the seventh, you will rest. And on the seventh, you'll come and work for the Lord, worshiping. And yes, going to a job, you can still work for God because there are right and wrong things to do everywhere you go. There are problems everywhere you go, and you can either go, not my job, I don't get paid for that. Or you can go, not my job, but that needs to get fixed. And guess which one's going to make it through the eye of the needle? Guess. Guess which one's going to make it through the eye of the needle when the grandfather clause comes pouring through and the universe with its original tent went whichever way it went that we're on, whether that's going backwards, out of nothing into the universe we know and then decaying back into the Big Bang where God's going with his intention forward towards us, already heading towards us with what he meant. Everything we're doing is the byproduct. Everything on this side that we're doing is the byproduct of him creating heaven, making this hell. Meaning that when he goes his way, God's way, when God goes God's way across the timeline, both forward and back, and completes the circle, wiping out any intention. Like if our free will is basically timeline, we can change whatever the fuck we want to change. But when his will comes walking back what he sent forward, if you weren't doing in that, you will just be erased. You're just gone. Blessed are they that the first that survive that take part in the first resurrection. take part in the first resurrection, for the second death has no effect on them. So that's the first death we're walking through in this wave of reality that we've all been ignoring. Blasts over this entire fucking place. It can happen in your sleep. You can wake up overnight and everything's just gone. Everything you know today was just a dream. Tell me I'm wrong. How many dreams have you had that felt real? Real. What if this has been one long, persistent, shared dream? And then you wake up. Well, guess what? If you wake up, you have a formed personality that is all yours. It's all yours. You crafted your own personality with your choices. However, any repercussions or any choices you had to make based on assholes, those assholes are gone. So you never had to make those choices because you never would, because when it came time to say, that ain't my job, I don't get paid for that. You went, that's not my job. But someone else is going to have to fucking clean it up. And fuck it, I'll clean it up. On a consistent enough basis that, sure, yeah. But what's really sad is that, according to the Bible, only 144,000 make it, and apparently out of history. That's not out of like the year. The only way that it'd be out of like the year or the decade or whatever is that we keep recycling. There is, and I don't know. There could be reincarnation. I don't know. I don't know anything. Beyond what I can remember after I was born in 1976. I don't even know that that's really the date it happened. That's what I've been told. That's what's on my birth certificate. But the year could be 2047. It could be 1905. I don't know. There could be no zero shift. You know what I mean? Who knows what that, I mean, was that actually? You know what I mean? The technology just advanced enough that this simulation we're living in now shifted over. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that we weren't there for, so we just don't know, really, honestly. But everybody's following. Everybody, like Louis C.K. said, it makes sense for Christians. But what the fuck's everybody else doing? What are atheists doing? Why are atheists going by this? What the fuck are you doing? Buddhists, Muslims, what the fuck are you doing? Bowing down? It's fine by me. I mean, I believe that Yeshua was the Son of God. The only Son of God, and the children of God that met the daughters of men and had mighty men of the days of old. There's the legendary men. And that's what it says in the beginning of the Bible. The only one God actually had like that was Yeshua. He had children. He's got lots of children. But it did say his only begotten son, which, like I said, made me wonder, does he have a begotten daughters? Daughters? I don't know. Equal and opposite. Maybe he tried both. You know what I mean? Maybe he did. I don't know. But I would imagine if he made Adam, he probably would make Eve simultaneously to complete his plan. I don't see it being a secondary option And if you read through Genesis, it actually has basically that they were made at the same time, and in His image formed He them. There was no rib. It's almost as if the second part, all that stuff, was added secondarily, and it doesn't even match up with the date or time or anything like that. But the first page matches up with what science fucking says. No bullshit. In the beginning, there was blackness. Before the Big Bang, we don't know. I guess there was just nothing. Then God said, "Let there be light." And then all this hydrogen stuff started making stars. What do stars give off? Besides the building blocks of the universe, which you say the building block. Light? Oh, light. You mean like the sun? I mean, if you gather that all together, that would just be one big ball of light, right? But if you separated it everywhere, so it's not all like, hey, we got separate that shit, get it. Whoa, we got a lot of space, don't we? Wow. I'm not surprised, but I mean, just looking at it is still awe-inspiring, is it not? But God can admire His own work. You don't think He would be going, "Fuck, I'm good." Damn, look at that. Ooh, that one's spiraling. Look at that. Oh my! It goes down there. It goes up there. It goes. Oh man. We can do some stuff now. It's kind of empty with all these lights. Let's make some like something firm, something like some, you know. And that leads us to what is God? That'll be the next one. I'll do that here in a few minutes.